Getting properly this time. Jesus, that was a mess of what happened last time. Bada boom, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and today, this is the second time I'm filming this. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Spider-Man BND. Spoilers ahead, please. If you haven't watched the movie and you want to go watch the movie, don't watch this. And if you don't gonna watch the movie, feel free to enjoy it, I guess. I watched it about 5 days ago, and I explained it horribly the first time filming this, so this is the second time I'm filming this video. So we're just gonna have to roll with it. Hold on, something's attacking me. My leg. My cat. So yeah, I haven't had time to go live nor talk about the movie. I did like 10 minutes ago, but then I sneezed halfway through the video. It just disrupted my whole flow. Now, honestly, this is the best out of the 4 Tom Holland movies, other than No Way Home. No Way Home was a 10 out of 10. Far From Home, honestly, sucked. And Homecoming, it was okay, but it wasn't as good as this. Oh, Lord. No. No. Limbo. Limbo, are you a mod? Get him gone, please. Please. Limbo. 2, 1, go. On. Limbo. I don't think Limbo's here. Limbo, please get this person out of my chat. Hearting something at the moment. Once I'm free, pull up your stream. No. You'll be not pulling, you're not pulling back up your stream. You're banned. Get out of here. Anyway, as I was saying, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the movie. As I said, it was a 10 out of 10. I would recommend 100 times over to go watch this instead of any other Tom's Spider-Man movies, especially Far From Home. Now, as much of a Spider-Man fan I am, Far From Home sucked. Okay, it wasn't one of his best. Homecoming, it was all right. And No Way Home was obviously the best out of the Tom Holland movies until this one came out. And I was excited before the movie even started because I waited 4 years for this movie and it did not disappoint. So the movie starts off, obviously, he's narrating about the letter that he wrote in No Way Home after the spell, after he got Doctor Strange to make the world forget Peter Parker, Spider-Man to forget him altogether. So there's that. And it's showing him going through New York fighting crimes, putting up the bad guys, hitting Scorpion with a piano. Poor Tombstone got like 3 seconds of screen time. I say a lot, don't I? And he's going through the stages of life. He's growing up. I think he's supposed to be quote-unquote 20 in this movie or something, give or take. God, I say that's all I say is Jesus Christ, it's irritating me. I've never narrated about a movie, so I'm gonna say So yeah, he's going through these stages of life, webbing up bad guys in New York with a great song, actually. I can't play it because due to copyright. Honestly, the soundtrack was amazing. It was better than the last. Well, I wouldn't say the last movie, but it had a lot more songs than No Way Home. I'm pretty sure. And again, it's been a while since I've seen No Way Home. 2-3 years, give or take. So after the intro, it starts with him getting a police alert. Well, it actually starts with him going to Aunt May's grave, buying flowers. But he doesn't make it to the grave because he gets the police notification about a tanker or some sort of tank going downtown, destroying everything. And the funniest thing was, it was this old lady who was being mind controlled. I need to stop saying just remove it from my vocabulary. Being mind controlled to cause destruction in this tank. And all of a sudden, Punisher starts coming. He's hauling the ass in this little Punisher van. Spider-Man, obviously, he wants to stop Punisher because Punisher's way is a lot more gruesome.
How about picking? I know Miles can handle it.
I'm coming. A lot more gruesome, so we're gonna use this. Let's find a van. Here it is. Here's a van. Actually, it was a lot bigger. It was a lot like this van, actually. So it was about this size. Spider-Man obviously tries to get the guns out of Frank's hand, but he has a stop moving. No, stop moving. He stands right here talking about how innocent people is going to get hurt, and his accent in this movie is reminiscing to how Andrew's accent was in his Spider-Man movies. And obviously the suit is reminiscing to Tobey's and Andrew's because he actually met those guys. So after they go at the speed of light to this tanker, Spider-Man kicks Punisher through the windshield and through the back of the van. And he tells him to go home before Punisher can get a curse word off. Spider-Man goes, boop, and webs his mouth shut. It's funny scene right there, man. So then he's chasing this tanker just like in the game, I'd say. Oh my god!
This isn't helping anybody.
Oh my god! Where'd you come from? I should just not narrate movies, is what I'm saying. I just keep saying because I'm losing my train of thought because I'm fighting all these people. Hold on, Chad. I'll get my thoughts in order. Bah! Yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah.
How many hunters are left?
So after he chases down this tank, it runs into a damage control unit building. I don't know, there's like 4 damage control buildings in this movie that they just tear through. What am I looking for? What words? Spider-Man opens the tank after he pulls the move where he puts like his feet on the side, webs the building, and just pulls it so it'll like roll over. Y'all played the first game, y'all know what I'm talking about. He does that, he tears through the building, he rips the front of the tank off, and there's some old lady who obviously was being mind controlled, but by Jean Grey. She was the main, well, I wouldn't say bad guy. Damage control was the main bad guy. Damage control was yeah, the big bad. Other than Jean, she was like posted as a big bad, but she was just trying to get her sister. I didn't know Jean had a sister, or maybe she had a sister for the movie. I don't really know a lot about Jean. I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I know about the X-Men. I know a lot more about Gambit and Wolverine than the rest of the X-Men. But that's that's later in the movie we find out. That's after the Hulk shenanigans and everything. I should have done this while my mind was fresh on the movie, but I was hella busy, chat. Yeah, I was gonna do it the day I came home from the movie, but I just got busy and busy and busy and busy. So I really didn't have time until now. So sorry if my explanations aren't the best. You could go watch it for yourself. It's probably all over Twitter. Now, Jean spends basically the whole movie looking for VMAX. Now, Peter doesn't know what VMAX is. I didn't know what VMAX was. Nobody knew what VMAX was until the end of the movie. And it turned out to be the Vent brand. It was VentMax, with the ENT of the last 3 letters of Vent being, like, folded off. Because her sister, that's the last thing she apparently saw before she got killed or something for experiments. Because Damage Control was trying to, I'm pretty sure they were trying to, like, weaponize telekinesis. And don't honk at me. Whoa, 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 run that back. Oh, Spider-Man did pull this move in the movie, by the way, chat. Yeah, that's cool. What is it supposed to be? Yes, they're trying to weaponize telekinesis because Damage Control has took possession of, like, most of the weapons. They took possession of Shocker's gauntlets, and put it in some sort of vault. Now, after this whole tank situation, Peter goes to Damage Control to find out what happened, because there was 4 previous attacks on Damage Control, all with the same force, obviously being Jean Grey. Which I didn't know, that's who Sadie Sink played. I think that's a Stranger Things actor. Don't know, I didn't really watch Stranger Things. Supernatural was kind of my show of supernatural things. Yeah. So after that, he goes to Yelena's office, which was like in a sauna, to find out more information about the attacks. And she labeled her Avenger stuff as Big Potato and his little mind control bewitching of Small Potato stuff. I don't know how holding a rock, I don't know, I haven't seen Thunderbolts. I don't know if it was good or bad. I just know they were trying to be the new Avengers or something. I don't know. People said Thunderbolts were good, didn't see Thunderbolts. I honestly haven't gave Marvel a second thought watching the MCU story or the MCU after She-Hulk. I watched She-Hulk and it was trash. Then Madam Web came out, heard it was trash. Then, like, literally everything, except maybe the new Punisher show, has been trash from Marvel. Except this, because they just kept doing the multiversal stuff after No Way Home. No Way Home, multiverse. Then they had more multiverse with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. 0 out of 10. Hated that movie. It was awful. So yeah, basically everything from Marvel except this movie was trash. So I don't know if Thunderbolts were good. Anyway, after he leaves the office, he goes back to his apartment where he's got Evie, his Jarvis, basically. I gotta stop saying Like, I don't know what to, like, I don't know how to do that. I just shoot myself in the leg until I stop saying So yeah, he's got this Evie thing, which is like Jarvis, but not really. I mean, it's basically Jarvis, because he built his own, like, AI assistant, for the mask, and for like, his lenses, and his mask, and his monitors. It's like a broke Tony Stark, but they finally steered away from Iron Man Jr. for a Spider-Man movie. So he talks to Evie about pulling up, like, documents on the attacks. And then all of a sudden, Ned appears. Ned Leeds, his old best friend. He was going to the store to obviously, you know, buy some flowers for May and some, like, you know, some snacks and whatnot that somebody would buy in a convenience store. I mean, some snacks, some flowers for your deceased aunt. Which, honestly, the flashbacks they did in that movie, it almost made me cry. I didn't cry. A lot of that movie made me almost cry, I can't lie. I'm gonna jump off a bridge if I say oh one more time. Like, Jesus. Can't get that word out of my vocabulary. What is this? I thought that was supposed to be a well. Anyway.
Gas truck blows up, it'll take out the whole block.
And I'm not talking about my movie in peace, Pete.
There he is. Well, look who's in the neighborhood. Yo, we're just gonna say the same about you.
I'm always in a neighborhood, Miles. Talk about my daggone movie. Ow!
Coming up.
So he finds Ned and they don't talk. He basically, Ned is talking about how he needed some, like, energy drinks, like, not 5-hour energy, because, you know, branding. So it's called some, like, fire shot or something like that. I have no idea. Well, I do. I don't remember what it was called exactly.
Hey, it's the Fun Brigade.
So then Peter spends the entire, like, day following Ned, which is kind of creepy.
Big boy coming in.
You have got to be kidding me. I'm trying to talk about my daggone movie, and here these freaking fools come to interrupt my daggone talk. All this was for a tanker fight. And now, like, this is the most elaborate fight ever. I got symbiotes, I got hunters, I got creeps, I got everything. Thank you, Miles. I appreciate it.
Sounds like a good excuse to finally build that Spider-Mobile.
Jesus. So spends the entire day trying to find Ned. Follows him on a train until he gets to the apartment, which he brings the flowers from for Aunt May's grave into the apartment and walks in like an MIT graduate. Now, if I understand, Pete dropped out of MIT, dropped out of everything, so he can focus on Spider-Manning because nobody knows who he is. So his degrees and, like, his degrees and high school diplomas and all that is basically, it never happened. I don't know. Probably. Nobody knows who it is. Nobody knows who he is. No memory of him. So he goes to this party, which Ned, MJ, everybody there, big old party of MIT graduates and graduatees and everybody in MIT, right, in this little ass apartment. Now, Ned and MJ are roommates. So Ned goes to the bathroom and Peter stumbles across his Spider-Man wall. Now, this wall has a bunch of, like, Spider-Man sightings and facts about him, because Ned's trying to figure out who Spider-Man is. And at the same time, MJ's there, and she's got a new man. Her new man, I don't know what his name was. They didn't tell us his name. But new man. And Peter sees them kiss.
Stay away from them.
And he's like, he's sad. Like he's distraught.
Not busy.
So it's obviously, you know, had to change the movie because we talked about the distraught part of the movie. He goes home. He goes, you know, swinging, like actual, like just swinging, unmasked, unsuited, no suit, no mask, just swinging in the rain. And he goes really high, like really, really high, like higher than that building, and he just falls. He obviously catches himself because, you know, we can't have our hero commit in the movie, but he tried. Poor old Pete tried because, I mean, it broke his heart. He saw the love of his life. I mean, granted, she didn't remember him. That's why I always, you know, love Gwen. There was some blonde chick in the movie who Pete bumped into. I don't know if it was Gwen or it's supposed to be Felicia or somebody. But he done bumped into a blonde chick. So it could be Gwen, Felicia. That's about it. If you didn't know, in the 1994 Spider-Man, Felicia was blonde, and she put on a mask, and the white hair came with the mask. And y'all know Gwen. So he was about as tall as this building here, and my man just dropped like this.
Hey, that's over the speed limit.
Hey, come back here.
Wait, are you baiting me? You're baiting me. Ugh.
Hey, come back here. Then he goes home, pulls out the letter. He grabs it because the headache, it actually is his arachnid hormones, like the spider bite thing.
Next time, use your turn signals.
Pretty sure. The spider bite. And he knocks the frig out. Now he wakes up in a web cocoon of some sort. Okay, why is the bottom half darker than the top of my suit? Why is that? Am I crazy? I look like I ran out of dark blue fabric and went with the lighter blue fabric. What? Okay, that was probably a glitch. Anyway. So yeah, he wakes up in a web cocoon and literally falls out of the web cocoon. Like he's in an apartment building. Here's an apartment building. In an alleyway. My man is hanging up here. Like right here. All of a sudden, he drops. And then he hits basically all of them, and catches himself on organic webs because the arachnid hormones, they took over his body. Which I don't know what the fudge in our arachnid hormone is. But then again, I'm not Tom Holland Spider-Man. Ow! You just hit me with. Get out the car. Get out the car. Oh no! Why you ain't moving now? Finna die. Hit me with your car. I'll remember that. Next time you in a burdened building, ain't gonna save your ass. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Like his arachnid hormones took over. His spider senses in overdrive. His webs are organic. They're super powerful. So he tries to suit up normally. Put on the web shooters, and all of a sudden, the web shooters explode. They just go pew! Like hit the cabinet, explode at like Mach speed. Got anything? Yep. At Mach speed, hit the cabinet, break a few things, and then Evie tells him, web shooters and organic webs cannot be used at the same time. And he's like, oh. So he goes outside, and all the New York sounds are overwhelming him. Like all of the police cars and the people talking and the birds, they just overwhelming him. So he's like screaming in pain. So he tries to get his new webs to work. And he talks about Toby. He talks about Toby Spider-Man. He was like, Peter too had organic webs. He's cool. You're cool. Hey.
Hey guys, can you drop yourselves off at the nearest jail? Get off, you stupid
So yeah, he basically spends that portion of the movie like all out of whack. And then Gene comes along saying, I think I'm gonna go check on MJ. So now he's swinging. He's like, go web, stop web, go web, stop web. I don't know why. But then again, I've never had webs shoot out of my wrist. So I don't know. So he crashes into a water tower. He crashes into a wedding, into a giant cake. I mean, this cake was huge. And Jean crashes the wedding too. She jumps in the bride. Or she goes whoosh. Because the telepaths can jump. If like the distance is too far, say this person knocked you out. Say this person, she want to be that person over there. She'd have to jump between. No, she can't really jump. If she was all the way over that way and she wanted to be that person, she'd have to go boom, 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 and just start mind jumping. Now she tried to get into Peter's head, but his spider sense stopped her or something. I don't really know. I thought she was like super powerful, all powerful. It's tough. I don't really know. Sorry, chat. Yawning. And then Spider-Man gets a notification about a bank robbery, and lo and behold, it's Scorpion, but not Scorpion. It's Jean taking over Scorpion's mind. Now this is dark, so we got set dark nighttime. So it's night, and I don't know where the nearest bank is. We'll say this is a bank. I think it's a restaurant. We'll try to find a bank while I explain. So he puts this. So he calms down. The hormones go back to normal, and all of a sudden, Scorpion just bust out and starts like causing chaos. I don't know. And he's late, obviously, because of his spider issue. But they're to a level where he's adjusted to him now. So Scorpion is whooping up on Spidey because he's getting used to his powers, or his new organic webs and his super heightened senses. And the hormones kick back in. Spider-Man grabs Scorpion's tail and throws him, grabs it and slings him into a cop car. Flips the cop car and is beating the absolute dog out of Scorpion. Because his eyes go black. And his pupils dilate, so they go back to normal. And Peter's like, is she okay? Is she okay? Is she okay? You know, talking about how he just threw it into a cop car and wanted to make sure she's okay. The Wolf is in it, Detective the Wolf. Now, I don't know if many comic fans know about the Wolf. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. She was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game. Not many people played that, but you know.
Those people can't fight off symbiotes on their own.
I'm talking about a movie. They can wait a minute. Get Miles. Miles can handle it.
I thought I had something else to do.
Where am I? Oh, I'm in Harlem. How the hell did I get in Harlem? So yeah, the Wolf is telling him, like, you need to go home and rest. So the next day, he goes to ESU as a sneaking, you know, la-di-di-da, snuck into ESU type deal, pretend to be a fake student, talk to Dr. Banner.
The people in that bus won't last much longer.
Now he's talking to Bruce. And I don't know if his son was the one who goes, oh, look, check. So he was talking about physics. And obviously, him being an Avenger, he got Avengers-related questions. Now, this chick named Cindy, she goes, I have a question. He goes, well, is it about Avengers stuff or physics stuff? If it's about Avengers, put your hands down. She puts her hand down. And she's like, you know, and he's like, you know what? Lay it on me. But I'll have to teach y'all physics at some point. And she's talking about Thanos. And now y'all know how bad Thanos was. And she was like, well, if Thanos had the magic glove instead of snapping people, why didn't he just make more food? And Arthur, he had his whole face painted green, his hands painted green. And legitimately, dude said, Hulk smash! And the whole class was like, woo! Yeah, Arthur! Now, I don't know, because I know in the She-Hulk or the Daredevil, Hulk had a son, his name was Scar. I don't know if that was Arthur as a depowered Hulk. But Bruce had the inhibitor. So after the physics lecture, Banner tells him to, you know, Pete just shows up. He uses Ned's name. Ned leads, talking about an inhibitor. So he can control the aspects of his mutating DNA. So he can go back to Spider-Man-ing with the inhibitor. Now all of a sudden, the inhibitor starts working. Oh my god, I forgot a key detail. The inhibitor starts working and it starts overheating, yada yada yada. No, not it. So, again, Jean's after MJ because the dude, he goes, Spider-Man, you okay? He's like, nah, I tested out some new tech. Because his web shooters, again, they exploded. Or the inhibitor overheated, so his arachnid hormones came over again. That don't sound right. I'll just say spider hormone. That don't sound right either. He's mutating DNA. How about that? So his webs are going. That doesn't sound right. But that's what happened. His organic webbing literally just started, and it wouldn't stop. I don't know what to tell you. Then Jean starts jumping again to check on MJ again. So Pete rushes to go get her. Zoom, zoom, rushing to go get MJ. So he gets there, takes her on top of the building, and this is where Jean gets my heart. Not my heart, but like, she tugs on my heartstrings. Now, I don't know if Jean got there before, but what had happened is while Jean was in Pete's apartment, he read the letter that he had prepared for MJ and Ned. Like, you know, I, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, I don't think you forget me, you know, the letter that they had. Because it was in the coffee cup that she gave him or something. Now, Jean knows Peter's identity because she read the letter. Now she knows Ned and MJ. So Peter goes to go get MJ. All of a sudden, he gets MJ, right? And you think, oh, that's sweet. So they start talking about, you know, the Night Monkey and the welcome back, Grasshopper. The Night Monkey and the events of Homecoming and not No Way Home, Far From Home and all the other stuff. All of a sudden, she goes, "Peter, is that you?" And she's talking about Peter and how she missed him. So he takes the mask off. She's so excited, and she goes, "She has no thought of you." I'm like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Jean." So Jean has somehow got there before Peter did. And she told him, like, what Peter wanted to hear, not what MJ thinks. And MJ's going, or Jean as MJ's going, you know, she's got no thought of you, bud. Like, she's moved on. Not a single thought of you in here. She's in Jean's head, or MJ's mind. So she literally, like, it was as tall as this building right here, walks off backwards and jumps off the building. Well, Peter's hormones kick in, grabs MJ, and telling, you know, Jean to jump out of MJ. So she kicks off Pete's chest and jumps. Like, splat! No, I'm just kidding. She didn't die. She goes and jumps, and Peter catches her. You know, like, bah! Peter catches her before she hits the ground, and Jean's walking up all slow and, like, menacing. Peter's like, no, you win. And she's like, all I want is for you to stay out of my way. So, Peter stays out the way for a little bit. He goes to the Punisher's place, to A, fix his inhibitor, and B, get MJ somewhere safe. And Frank's making chili. Peter goes, I wouldn't eat that chili. Because he didn't trust Frank. And I still don't trust Frank. So MJ's rummaged around, he finds a photo of Frank's family, and is like, is this your family? And Frank's like, don't touch shit. I got 3 rules. Don't ask questions. Don't touch shit. And I forgot the 3rd rule, but he's got 3 rules. So they, like, Peter's back talking Frank about, you know, so what you need to fix your little inhibitor thing. And he's like, all this stuff. He's like, Frank, I highly doubt. So he lists off a bunch of stuff. Micro, tweezers, something. And he goes, I highly doubt you got that, Frank. MJ's like, he's like, I got all that shit. And he's like, for what? And then MJ's like, for Bob's. He goes, bingo. So MJ and Frank, they get along great because, you know, personality-wise and stuff. Then things get serious because Jean, well, she goes to Empire State University as an apartment, which is like, well, I mean, it wasn't an apartment. It was a damage control building, but she took over Bruce Banner's mind. And you know what happens when someone takes over his mind. So he lost his inhibitor, and he's Smart Hulk. But he's beating the brakes off. Okay, let me back up some. So Peter's gonna go test out his inhibitor because he wants to put an inhibitor on Jean to knock her out of powers. So, because at the time, Jean looked like a threat, just blowing up buildings, destroying property and stuff. So goes to Empire State, takes over Hulk's mind. So Pete gets there, place is destroyed. Peter was like, what the hell going on? And he found Bruce's inhibitor. The things, that little inhibitor that he had to keep the beast in. So all of a sudden, there goes the Hulk. Boom! Boom, boom, breaking down the vault door to get into the vault. So they fighting the Hulk. So Peter's getting his ass whooped by a Smart Hulk. Mind-controlled Smart Hulk. He fights back. All of a sudden, Punisher comes in with flashbangs and starts shooting the Hulk. Peter's like, what are you gonna do? Tickle him to death? This is above your pay grade. We are fighting the Hulk. Frank looks over. Hulk stomps the ground. Frank goes, oh shit, and then drops down on the floor. Well, falls into the floor because Hulk's stomp just disrupted the whole floor and stuff. So then the Hulk fights back out of the mind control. He turns back into Banner. After Frank got out of fighting the Hulk because he went to go take down Jean, Peter's like, we'll stay within 33 feet of her because that was her jump limit, 33 feet. Frank's like, yeah, whatever. So he gets mind controlled to go blow up the vault, right? And all of a sudden, you know, Banner turns into Hulk turns into Bruce, and he's like, I lost my inhibitor, I'm freaking out. He's like, Spider-Man's like, stay down, I got another one, it's universal. And then Banner clicks that, you know, some student was asking about he knows that Peter is Ned. Oh, I mean, not Ned, but like, whoever the identity Peter told him. All of a sudden, the Hulk, not the Smart Hulk, the Savage Hulk. He like shows up and he goes, no Banner, no girl, only Hulk. So it's just a Hulk. No Smart Hulk, no Banner, no mind control, just Hulk. Now Peter gets a good hit in. The Hulk still beats the hell out of him because again, it's the Hulk. Woo-wee. Yeah. So that happened. Then Banner is the Hulk is choking the life out of Peter, and Peter goes, "It's Peter, your friend." Like he's trying everything, so he pulls the old, "I'm your friend, I'm Peter," because I guess the Hulk still remembers, like, because there was this comic that happened to Peter that Bruce forgot his identity, but the Hulk never forgot his identity or something like that. So that happened. Bruce gets taken to a psych ward. They get in the vault because the Punisher, you know, grenades, guns, boom! Vault door opens. Spider-Man swings in, puts the inhibitor on Jean, and then the damage control guys trank her. Now, he goes back to Frank's house, and MJ has read the letter.
Armored truck getting robbed. Must be a Tuesday.
And, I mean, fully read the letter, asked him to took his mask off and everything. And obviously it didn't go well.
Oh, you guys picked
Now, she didn't die, but she sure tore Peter's heart to pieces. Because they're talking about, what had happened and why you did this and why you did it to protect him. And Peter goes, I love you, MJ. And MJ,
too easy, guys. At least try to have a
being
plan next
the
time.
bum she goes, I don't love you. And she walks out. Then has the audacity to say, I don't have a phone. Would you take me home? And Peter's like, sure, of course. Knowing his world just shattered because the woman he loved just told him, I don't love you. Now, fun fact, after that scene, Zendaya was like, oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. Because I think Tom was in tears. That's his wife. I'm pretty sure they're still married. Hey Siri. Is Tom Holland married to Zendaya?
Tom Holland is in a relationship with Zendaya.
Are they married?
Tom Holland is married to Zendaya.
You just said. Ugh. Zendaya. So Zendaya. Oh yeah, they got married. So Zendaya literally told Tom after they filmed, I was like, I love you. Are you okay? Like, made sure the man was okay. And behind the scenes, apparently he busted his head open during a stunt. And Zendaya, like, flew over, canceled everything, and was just there for Tom. Because, I mean, the man's head was, like, busted open or something. I don't know. Anyway, she swings back to the apartment. Ned's there. And he's like, MJ, the spider tracker says he's right here. And Peter's like, oh no, wait, that's crazy. And Ned's like, oh my god, it's Spider-Man. Ask him a bunch of questions. And the one question he asked Spider-Man, he could ask him anything. He goes, what do you do when you swing it and you gotta pee? Now, honestly, that's a very valid question. So Ned has a Lego set. Peter and Ned are building Legos, talking about movies like they did before this spell. Now MJ, the bum who just told him that didn't love you, is drawing him maskless with Ned in the OG suit, like the homecoming suit. This suit. This one. The Stark suit. Unmasking everything, just building Legos. Now, I didn't notice that until my second time rewatching that, so forgive me. But this suit right here, the Stark suit. And this is the difference between that suit and the this suit and the don't know why. We never got to see screen time. We might. You'll get so that happens. Then he calls, the dude, I forgot his name. He lied about Sarah, right? He said, I forgot to mention, I'm all over the place. Okay, Chad, it was a good movie. He said, Sarah was an old wife of mine or something. And MJ goes, oh yeah, it was just instantaneous. I was here and then I was there, instantaneous. So he calls Yelena in the sauna, which is her office. She wasn't kidding about that being the office. But, so that happens, and all hell broke loose. He calls Frank, he's on the way to, get on Staten Island to rescue Jean from the damage control. And Frank somehow has got I'm not crazy. They are two different colors. They're two different blues. The light blue and dark blue. I knew I wasn't crazy. Look at that. I knew I wasn't crazy. Well, when it's raining. When it's dry. See, look, chat. Watch. Just one color. See, it's two different colors. Anyway, he on the way to Staten Island to save Jean. And all of a sudden, Frank's on the way because he got the Spidey tracker from Ned for some reason. He I don't know. He goes, I know where you're at, kid. Peter's like telling him, Frank, we were lied to, man, yada, yada, yada. So Jean's being kidnapped and she's being experimented on because she's getting used to record telepath brainwaves because, like I said, they wanted to weaponize it. And she looks up, and there, behold, VMAX is a vent. Because the sister, Sarah, that was the last thing they saw. So she's got a hold on 1 kilometer within the island, like a whole hold on the island. Oh, I thought that was a different set of towers. I'm so sorry. So she's got a hold on the entire, like, 1 kilometer from Staten Island. Staten Island's not over there. Staten Island, over here. Somewhere. Well, we can't go that far, but you know, Staten Island, everyone. You've been to New York. This is a mess. What is trash? Anyway. Which means everyone could die at an instant. So Peter breaks in, tries to rescue her, gets beat down by the Red Hoods. Or the I don't know what they were called. They were like red ninjas with swords and stuff. So they break his web shooter. He takes off the inhibitor and fully embraces, like, you know, that he's, you know, Spider-Man. She's like, are you Spider-Man or Peter Parker? I am both. And his pupils undilate from the black state they were in. And he just starts whipping tail. And then all of a sudden, he's running up the wall, jumps down, and, like, does this web tornado thing and, like, traps them all up. Then he breaks down the door to get to Jean. She gets in his mind. She has a flashback with May. May is talking to her, like, through the consciousness, but it was, you know, her memory. All of a sudden, he's in there, too, talking to Jean. He's like, you know, I'm here for you. I have no one. You know, I'm here for you. Yada, yada, yada. And all of a sudden, he gets shot because he hears his spider sense of whirling. He gets shot by Frank. Because this man, Frank, he goes around the entire island looking for a way in, gets on top of a rooftop, unloads the biggest sniper I've ever seen, and scopes all the way to Staten Island from a building. Like, say it's this building over here. He scoped from here to Staten Island. Whichever direction of Staten Island. Pulled the trigger. Yeah, Staten Island over there. Maybe. And pulled the trigger and hit Peter in the back. And she's like, Peter, you gotta stay with me. You gotta stay with me. And he's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Like, he's not freaking out at all. He's ready to go. Because he's lost everything. He's lost MJ. He's lost literally everybody. So Frank picks them up. They recreate the iconic comic panel with the Punisher holding Spider-Man in a hospital. Now, everybody's freaking out about Spider-Man. In the Tazza movies and in the Raimi movies, first ones, they, you know, the city, they like Spider-Man, right? The crane operators lined up the crane for him to get to Oscorp. The people started throwing junk at Green Goblin. And this, people are hanging banners, they light candles. Every eye is on Spider-Man right now. Now they cut through a suit. They cut through the suit. They kept the pants, the boots. I mean They cut through the top layer. They kept the gloves, the mask, and all that other stuff. Frank is sitting there in the hospital room as Peter's trying to breathe, but Jean took over his mind, so she could like breathe for him, because the man's not breathing. Okay, he's shot. He's basically on deathbed. Jean basically taking over his mind, feels the pain of a gunshot, sitting there on a park bench going, just breathing for Peter, because he rescued her and stuff. I don't know why they were on good terms, but you know, they were on good terms. I'm pretty sure Rogue was in the movie, like, but that's a different thing. Anyway. So yeah. And Punisher and Peter have a heartfelt conversation. Punisher's talk about, I've seen a lot of bravery, kid. You're a nice kid. You're exactly how I pictured you would be. Nice face. You know, yada yada. And Punisher's crying. Not like, Punisher's tearing up. And Spider-Man's making fun of Frank. Oh, you're crying. Oh, I seen you cry. Yada yada yada, you crying. And Punisher has a plan. He's like, I got a plan for when you want to dip out of here. Don't worry, kid. So Spider-Man dips out and walks out. And everyone's screaming, Spider-Man! Spider-Man! And Peter's like, oh God, my identity got revealed. But it turns out Punisher was in the hospital window with Spider-Man's mask and gloves on, going, oh, 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 oh. Like, he's hyping up, he's cheering, he's dancing, he's waving, he's doing all this other stuff. And this kid looks over at Spider-Man, does the hand signature, and Spider-Man does it back. Peter's on, and then it closes to a week later. Peter's, you know, on a rooftop drinking coffee. MJ's on the same rooftop they were in No Way Home, just relaxing. Ned went to a bodega or something, met Peter there, and legitimately they did the secret handshake, that, you know, their bro handshake, and Ned remembered like that. Like, he was like, Peter? Like, bro was excited. Bro remembered from a handshake. MJ kissed him. Didn't feel a thing. Didn't remember him. Read the letter. Remembered him. Told him he didn't love it. Ned, the goat, did the secret handshake and remembered Pete. Like, what the frick? And the post-credit scene was literally amazing. Okay? Post-credit scene was amazing because it showed the Spidey tracker. Found another Spidey. Far, far away. Out of the world. Like on a different planet. Universe. I'm pretty sure it was Toby's. It was Toby. Or it could have been Andrew. But there is rumored that my goat, one of the greatest Spider-Man of all time, my goat Toby, isn't making it out of Doomsday. Because people are saying, oh, you know, Toby's gonna die in Doomsday. I'm like, ooh, that's gonna hurt. Because, you know, I've been a big fan of Toby since I was a diaper. Alright. Then it was Andrew. Tom's growing on me, but he's still not my favorite. You know, Toby and Andrew are still the goats. Andrew, Toby, Tom. But apparently there's rumors that Toby's gonna die fighting to save his universe, because Deadpool and Wolverine are trying to blow up his universe to save their universe from incursion. So somebody's universe is getting destroyed. And people are saying they heard Toby screaming in the post-credits scene, or the trailer for Doomsday. Now, I don't know if that's true. But if my goat Toby goes down, y'all gonna have somebody strong, some 8-foot dude's gonna have to carry my 6-foot big ass out of that theater, cause I'm just gonna die there. I'm gonna die. Like, I'm gonna cry, like, legitimately. Like, I haven't cried in a movie in a long time. But if Toby goes down, I'm done. I'm done. I don't care what happens to the universe. I don't care if their universe is destroyed. I'm gonna be a mutant hater forever. Never gonna play another mutant again.
Hunters are blocking the road.
And I don't care whose it is. If they cause Toby's death, I'm gonna hate Deadpool. I mean, I already hate Ryan Reynolds because he just plays the same guy in every movie, and I mean every movie is just Ryan Reynolds. And I didn't stop a crime. I swung past it on purpose. So I continue talking about the movie and I'll stop the crime. I didn't... What? I didn't stop the crime. Again, Spider-Man BND is a 10 out of 10. I love it. It's goated. It's beautiful. It's majestic. It's everything a Marvel movie should be. It's everything Madam Web should have been. Actually, that movie shouldn't have been made. I don't care. That movie is still garbage. It's trash. It's beautiful. The acting, the music, the script, it's all beautiful. Okay? Marvel, why don't you cook like this with any other thing? You better cook like this on Doomsday. We're gonna have some issues. Because you've been live since January 13th. Just talking about just with the Doomsday countdown, alright? I swear to God, if Doomsday is a cinematic masterpiece, I'm gonna raise all holy hell. I'm gonna be mad. Alright? Doomsday? Anyway, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about after I gave you the thoughts on the movie, which is beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's amazing, it's everything a Marvel movie should have been. If Andrew had writers like this, everybody would have loved his movies. Now, everybody loved him in No Way Home, but some TikToker made some stupid edit. Now everyone's calling him Polyester Man, and now he hates it. So look, every time, look, I've always loved Andrew. I always will love Andrew. You ain't gonna change my mind. Andrew's my goat, okay? So is Toby. Like, if you were an Andrew fan from 2014 to 2020, you would have been, like, shot down. You would have been, like, burned at the stake. Like, just sizzled. Like, that's all I can say is, like, just stabbed and murdered. Like, you would get death threats. Hell, I got death threats for posting about a Ghost Rider video because he was rumored to come out in season 10 or 9 or something. And don't get me started. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to go off. I'm going to wake up mad on purpose because nobody knows who the Hood is. I get into a match. Y'all excited for the Hood? And people are like, oh, he's so cool. He's so awesome. He's everything I wanted in a tank. Then why didn't you play tank? Huh? Why you play support? Huh? And then all of a sudden, I'm asking, so do you know the Hood outside of, the show? Yes, ... Are you lying? Maybe. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. I swear to God, I've never heard, oh yeah.
People can't fight off symbiotes
Oh yeah,
on their own.
my favorite Marvel character's the Hood. Nobody knows who that motherfucker is. You cannot convince me that you know the Hood. And if you do, I know you're lying. Look, there's been more Beta Ray Bill fans than the Hood. I've heard people say, oh yeah, Beta Ray Bill is my favorite. And that makes sense, because everyone knows who he is. Nobody knows who the fuck the Hood is. Hold on, let's... Okay. When did the Hood's first comic come out?
web.
When did the Hood's first comic come out? Oh, I'm causing all sorts of traffic issues. Oh, never mind. Yo! Learn to drive in New York! Damn! July 2002. The first comic of the Hood, Parker Robbins, was released in July 2002. This character made his debut in self-entitled 6-issue limited series. That means he made 6 comics!
My bad.
On my way for a curb stomp you. You in a suit with them ugly ass shoes.
I love New York.
You gonna die. You understand me? You gonna die. Look, you got holes in your suit. You wearing pink with beige. What you looking at? You gonna die too. It's your ugly ass beard. I'm gonna start throwing cars at people. Get out of my way. I'm start throwing cars. I'm done. This man, the Hood, had a 6-issue limited series. How many comics does he have? How many comics does the Hood have? Parker Robbins appears in 161 to 394 comics. How many appearances does Ghost Rider have in Marvel Comics? Johnny. Well, let's go with Johnny Blaze. How many comic appearances does Ghost Rider have? Approximately 450 comic book totals. And I don't know if that's for Johnny nor Danny, but he's more popular than the Hood. But we can't have that. We have the Hood and Jubilee. Next is Gore and Nightcrawler, probably. And maybe season 11's bringing Doctor Doom, and only then I can pray that Ghost Rider's the second character releasing. That's it. Look, I'm gonna save my rant for tomorrow. I'm gonna at the end of the video, I'm just gonna rant. So I'm gonna save all this for tomorrow. Anyway, the one thing I did want to talk about is I did change my logo just a bit. I put some more things in the web and tanned myself up so I didn't look as bleached. And added a arc reactor on my chest. This is literally it. Okay, I added some Ben 10, Ghost Rider, rocket launcher, and Indiana Jones whip, because I like Indiana Jones. So you know what? Chat, that's gonna be it, because I'm getting mad. Because I'm getting mad that the Hood has less appearances. Nobody knows who the motherfucker is, but he outbeat Ghost Rider. Even though Ghost Rider, I'm getting mad. I'm gonna save it till tomorrow. That is going to be the end of the video, chat. I talked about the movie, 10 out of 10 movie. You should go see it, or probably go look on Twitter to go watch the movie. Marvel, if you ever reboot Spider-Man or Gambit, actually just stick to Spider-Man, give me a call. My number is you're not getting it unless you're Marvel, and if you're fake Marvel, get out of here. I don't want to play no Spooderman, I want to play Spider-Man. I could be better than Tom Holland, I swear to God. And I ain't British. I'm just kidding, I love Tom. I mean, he's aight. His movie. Well, he only had 2 good movies out of. Homecoming was alright. But then again, it was Tony Stark Jr. for like 3 movies. Anyway, that's not important. I'm ending the video. I'll probably do 2 more videos today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.